Hello everyone, welcome back to Teacup Tarot, and our topic for today is Jupiter Retrograde. Yes, Jupiter is in retrograde. Now let me tell you something about Jupiter. If you speak about it in terms of Hindu mythology, Jupiter is ruled by Dev Guru Brihaspati. Now Brihaspati is known as the teacher of the Devas, teacher of the gods. And Jupiter or Brihaspati is supposed to be very, very benevolent. He's supposed to be the kind teacher who always has your best interest at heart. Now, when Jupiter goes retrograde, what is going to be the attitude of this teacher towards us? Of course, even if the teacher is very angry, especially a kind teacher, what he'll do is he'll tell you something like, you know what, you know you've done something wrong. Why don't you just go and sit in your chair and think about it while I just take a round and come back? He's not going to really be mad at you, or he's not going to scream at you. No, he's a kind teacher even when he really wants to yell at you. So that's it. When it comes to Jupiter, he wants you to sit down and think about what you've done. He wants you to sit down and think about how you're progressing in terms of your spiritual life. So let us see what lessons he has to bring to us today. And as usual, you have 3 piles in front of you, so you can choose according to the feather or according to the animal, whichever speaks to you. I'll give you some time and then we shall start off with the very first pile, which is pile 1. Okay, so if you've chosen the very first pile, these are your messages. So the very first message for you is the dog spirit. Be loyal to what you love. So of course the message is very, very simple here. Whatever it is that you want to do with your life, make sure you do it with love. Now this can hold true especially when it comes to your career. You will have greater chance of progress, you will have greater chance of success if you do something that you love. Because when you end up doing something that you're passionate about, you will obviously do it with greater heart, and anything that you do with your heart in it, you're definitely going to find greater success. But again, another message here is of loyalty. So are you loyal as a person? Are you especially towards your spiritual path, are you loyal towards it? Are you giving time? Are you giving the attention that your spiritual path desires? Is something that you need to think about as well. But even when it comes to relationships, are you really being loyal to the people that you love? Is the message that Jupiter brings to you when it goes retrograde. A dog is a very, very loyal animal. No matter what you do to it, even if you're like mean to it, when you are angry, that dog is still going to love you, because unconditional love is the nature of the dog. So even that is something you need to think about, especially in your relationships. Which specific relationship in your life are you giving unconditional love to? Or probably you should think about what unconditional love means. So that is the first one. Going to the second one we have here is the badger spirit. Be fearless and bold, especially towards making decisions. You have it all, you have things under your control. You are somebody, you have the capacity to succeed in life. You just need to be bold. When it comes to certain decisions, we almost like question ourselves. It's almost like we question, do we have it in us to sort of give our 100%? Do we have it in us to go that extra mile? And that is just the lesson. You don't need to worry about anything. This is the time especially that you need to take bold decisions. Whatever you choose to follow, make sure you have your heart in it, you have your soul in it, and be fearless. You absolutely need not have fear. Now, fear is an aspect of the root chakra, so probably you need to work on strengthening your root chakra. When it comes to root chakra, I'll give you the simplest remedies. You have a mantra of Ganpati or Ganesha is the Lord, is the presiding deity of the root chakra. So Om Gam Ganpataya Nama is a simple mantra for well-being of the root chakra. So probably that is something that you can work on as well, because we have the spiritual dimension when it comes to Jupiter. But either way, it is time to proceed. You have to be bold, you have to be fearless, because you have everything you need in your capacity to succeed. Okay, so the next one is grace now. Okay, now this is a beautiful card. So the message when it comes to grace is, if you've seen a swan, his movement is something, it takes a lot of effort for him to move from one place to the other. It's like fierce paddling of his feet, to take him from one place to the other. But when you look at a swan, on the surface, he is all graceful. You will probably not realize that, this swan is actually working so hard to move from one destination to other. I think that is a message that you could use in your life, Whenever you're working on something, just make sure you're not making too much noise. Let your success make the noise is what I want to tell you. Because there are some people, whenever they take up a new project, they are like, oh, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to be end up achieving this. And what happens is, it's almost like the magic is taken out of it. So sort of don't declare things that you want to accomplish in life. When you end up accomplishing them, announce it to the world. In fact, your success in life will announce itself, is the message here, right? Again, envy. So probably there are people in your life who envy you, or maybe you are the one who is envying somebody. Let me tell you something. People take envy as a very negative emotion. But personally, I think envy is great, because, envy really directs your attention towards that which you want in life. If you are, for example, envious of a friend who buys a new house, or just has something, it probably takes your attention towards that which you desire in life, that which you want to accomplish. So use envy as an emotion constructively. Like, don't of course resent anybody else's happiness, but whenever you feel envious towards something, question yourself, why am I feeling the emotion of envy? What is it that I see another person having that I want in my life? And then get to work. If somebody has something, you have the capacity to make it happen in your life as well, right? So use envy as an emotion as well, constructively, right? Of course, it is not very nice to envy your friend having something. You should be happy for them, but understand what is behind that envy, is the message that I have for you. Okay, and while we are at it, the way I see it, I believe you guys, you are like going on in circle towards something, or probably there is one specific message in your life that is like repeating itself, or the way I see it is, you need to master one specific lesson in this lifetime. And it's almost like you are going around in circles. You are around the same set of circumstances again and again and again. So this can be when it comes to your relationship, like you are in a pattern where you probably are not getting that is due for you, or you tend to choose people that are wrong for you. But there is a lesson that needs to come out from this circular dance of yours. So for you, it is extremely important you sit down and you try and understand why you are going around in circles. Unless and until you sit down to understand that message, you are not going to be gaining clarity. So for you, it is very important to sit down and actually look at your life circumstances clearly, right? So that is something else. Okay, so soul kin. Okay, that's interesting, especially with the dog. I think that is very interesting. So there is a possibility that some people, or a group of people who are going to be very, very important to you. So this is like your soul family. Your soul family are a group of individuals who are with you throughout the ages. Lifetimes after lifetimes, you are supposed to be meeting these people, and it's almost, there are some lessons that you learn together. So possibly you could meet this soul family in the coming months, or there is a possibility you've already met them. When you meet your soul family, it's almost like an instant connection to this person, and it's almost like, your connection will be like you've known each other previously. You'll just work so beautifully together. And of course, your soul kin can be your family members. Some of them, this can be one person, or this can be a group of people. But when you meet this person, you just know you guys are meant to stick together, because the emotions that you exchange, the kind of even intellectual connection that you have with this people is unlike anybody else, especially because we are talking about Jupiter retrograde, and Jupiter talks about these connections, because Jupiter is all about spirituality, and so are soul connections. So I think starting from now to September, this is a very good period for you to sort of meet your soul family. Also during this time, I would like to encourage you, if it is possible, try and enroll yourself into a spiritual discourse. Try and enroll yourself into a new course, a spiritual course. Even online, you have a lot of courses that are available to you. So connect with like-minded individuals. There are a lot of beautiful spiritual communities online, so possibly you could meet your person there. So yeah, but I see you meeting this soul family of yours in the coming months, and I think that is so exciting, because when you meet these people, the kind of lessons you learn and the journey in itself is just beautiful. And I think they are going to be loyal to you, and you are going to be loyal to them, and it's just going to be a beautiful connection. Yeah, and you are going to be receiving a gift during this time. So starting from now to September, you could be receiving a beautiful gift. This can be in the form of an heirloom, or this can be a form of a gift. Otherwise, this could also be a spiritual gift. This could be the gift of a soul family as well. So the possibilities are endless. Of course, the retrograde goes on till September, so you have a lot of time in your hands. But I see these lessons or these things being major influences in the coming months when it comes to your life. Of course, take what resonates to you and leave the rest as usual, but work on them if you find that this resonates to your situation. And I hope and wish the best, because Jupiter period is an especially interesting period, and Jupiter is one of my favorite planets, because come on, Jupiter is like so benevolent. It is a planet of a teacher. So yeah, I hope you learn the best lessons in the coming months and progress more spiritually. Yeah, and especially I hope you meet your soul family, because that is beautiful. Yeah, so I think that's it from me when it comes to this video, and I shall see you in my next one. Till then, bye. Hello, and if you've chosen pile 2, these are your messages for the Jupiter retrograde. Let's see what it gets for you. Okay, now the very first one is, you do not need to operate from the sidelines. It is time that you come and reclaim your power. If you are called to teach something, if you're called now, especially during this time, to get into tarot, to get into the spiritual arts, I suggest you do that, because now is like the best time to own your power, is the message that I get. Like, quit playing on the sidelines. You are not meant for the sidelines. Come out and join the rest of the world. I think they need your special gifts, they need your powers, and yeah, come out and play is the message for you, right? Cycles of growth. So you guys are about to enter a new cycle when it comes to your growth. I think the learning journey that you were on, I think the learning part of your life, your process, your spiritual process is going to sort of go to a higher level. It's almost like you've finished learning one aspect of whatever knowledge you're meant to learn, and you're going on to the next level. And each level is going to be more interesting than the next level. Also, a message that I get for a few of you is possibly you were working with one aspect of divination and now you're going to be called to another aspect. That is also a message that I get here. Also, the way I see it, you guys are infinitely blessed, because I just sense the presence of spirit very, very strongly on you guys, right? I think you are reaching a new level of growth this Jupiter retrograde season. So I am very, very interested in getting to know you guys. Who are you? Anxiety. Okay, now this is very, very interesting. So there is of course a possibility that some of us have been feeling more anxious lately. I have been, I can tell you that. The reason is, not only because Jupiter is in retrograde, but you have 2 other planets that are in retrograde. So emotions are bound to be high during that time. Of course, I would like to encourage you to sort of get out of the zone, especially when you're feeling anxious, try and get yourself involved in some aspect of nature. If nothing else, you can just take a good shower. A nice cold water shower will help keep those blues away if you can. And if you're not under lockdown, you can just go for a walk. Especially a nature walk is really, really going to help you, and your connection with nature is especially very, very important to your personality right now. Especially because I sense for you guys are working out a lot of karma. You guys are getting out of one cycle of karma and getting into another one. So it is especially an intense period for you guys, and anxiety is okay, it is normal, and just accept it and try and constructively work out of it. All right, there are a lot of us who are going through similar situations. If you need help, make sure you are asking somebody to help you out. All right, but anyway, nature is like the best healer, and that is something I completely believe in. And the next for you is abundant universe. So if your anxiety is related to material aspect of your life, because this is following like the anxiety card, I think I really need to tell you is you really don't have to worry about anything. The universe is a favorable universe. The universe is such, see, it's a magnificent universe, and it is an abundant universe. So especially when it comes to money, it's not like there is a certain amount of money in the world. There is abundance, there is magnificence, in the universe, and what is meant to come to you will come to you. You don't really need to look at somebody else and think, oh my god, this person has that much and I have nothing. No, this is an individual who has what he deserves, what he's worked towards, whatever his karma is. He has all of it, and you are gonna get your share of it. Possibly you guys are waiting on some sort of a promotion, you're waiting on some sort of a lifestyle that you've been really, really working at, and it isn't coming to you. Trust me, it's gonna come, and your time is coming soon, because you're working towards the end of the cycle and the beginning of the other cycle, and the beginning of the next cycle will bring abundance to you, because the sign from the universe is that the universe is abundant. So reclaim your power. Another thing that I have to say to you with regards to the anxiety message and the abundant universe message, if you're playing on the sidelines, if you are just waiting for things to come to you, that's not gonna happen. I understand when it comes to the power of manifestation, you need to wish for something. But for me personally, if you ask me, when it comes to manifestation, yes, I wish for things, but I also make sure I am working towards it. I am taking every possible action towards making it happen to me, because I realize one thing, that I have the power to make it happen. It's great to wish for something, definitely it is, but it is also equally important to own your power and make things happen for your life, right? So own your power, my friends. That is an important message for you. Oh my god, look, reach out for it, have faith, and just jump. all right? Embrace your power, right? And in all of your power, just reach out towards that which you want in your life. Look, the universe is already telling you it is abundant, it is ready to provide you what you seek. Now what the universe is telling you, do you have the capacity to come out of the sidelines and claim that which is meant for you, right? So that is your message when it comes to the Jupiter retrograde. So they are all playing beautifully towards you. Yeah, and let's just go to the next one. Another message that I think is extremely important. Your pile is very, very, very interesting. What I want to tell you is, are you grateful for the blessings that you already have in your life? Because the way I sense it is, you already have a lot of blessings in your life, but it's almost like when you guys achieve something, it's almost like you have something else on your list to achieve, and for you it's almost like, okay, I'm gonna be happy when I get this, and when you get that, you're like, no, I'm gonna be happy when I get something else. Make sure you're just grateful and happy for what you have right now, right? Because you have a lot of abundance in your life, you have a lot of blessings. Trust me, at this point of time, if you have good health, if you have your family which is okay, everybody is alive, everybody's happy, you have food on the table, you have shelter, you are luckier than a lot of people in the world, right? So for you, whenever you have abundance, even if you have 10 rupees in your hand, if you have $10 in your hand, just bless that $10. Don't sort of get into the cycle of the next best thing, because that is something that I sense for you guys. And it's all about cycles, it's all about cycles for you guys. Yes, so see how the messages, they all come together. So for you, I think you need to break that cycle and be happy right now. Yeah, that is also one message. And position of authority. So like I told you, if you claim your power and if you take that leap of faith, you will get that which you truly desire. All right, of course you will get whatever that you desire in your life. The universe is an abundant universe. At the same time, don't forget to be grateful for what you have currently, because I'm sure you already have a great deal, right? So yes, that's your message when it comes to retrograde. I think your pile had the most intense lessons, and I think you need to learn a lot when it comes to the Jupiter retrograde. And I think you've done a lot of work, but a lot more needs to be done as well. And I think this is the next level of work that is coming out for you. So you have time till September, which is the time till which Jupiter remains retrograde, and make sure you're using that time to the best advantage, especially because we are in lockdown, your life is slowed down. So really reflect about the kind of changes you want to bring in terms of your attitude, in terms of your life, in terms of your lifestyle. Right? So yes, that's it when it comes to my Jupiter retrograde message for you, and I shall see you in my next one. Bye-bye. Hello, and if you've chosen pile 3, these are your messages for Jupiter retrograde. Okay, you are never alone. You are never alone. You have all the support in the world that you need. I understand, there are times in our lives where we feel like, we are just all alone. We don't have the support that you need. How are we ever gonna cope during the situation? But understand, you are never alone. Even if you don't have one friend in the world, you still have your angels, you still have your spirit guides that are around you all the time. So make sure you invite their energy in. But even otherwise, let me tell you, every person in the world has that one friend that you can count on. All right, now your job is to sort of make yourself understand that, and to reach out to that one friend who is available to help you out, right? You are never alone. And if you ever feel alone, leave a comment down there in the comment section, and I am sure we have a beautiful community here, and we will all make sure that you're not alone, right? So just don't feel alone, all right? You always have me, you always have our community here at Teacup Tarot, all right? overcome any obstacles. So I believe you guys are strong individuals and you have the capacity to sort of overcome any obstacles. I think your pile is made up of very, very headstrong individuals who are like go-getters and people who want to make things happen for yourself. And usually people who are go-getters tend to also be loners in my experience. Not always, but sometimes. But anyway, moving to this particular message, you have the capacity to work on any obstacles that are coming your way. The obstacles will be moved almost by the sheer force of your will, alright? But remember, you are not alone. There is always somebody available to help you. So, whatever it is that you're working on, you will successfully resolve in your life. So, just because it's, a spiritual time, Jupiter retrograde. So, get back to the basics is another message from me. Spiritual guidance, a divine guidance, higher knowing. So you guys are again divinely very, very protected, and like I said, you're never alone. I think you already have a huge army of angels around you. You have an army of spirit guides around you who are always available to sort of guide you, take that next step in your journey. But even other than that, even in terms of your daily life, I sense your inner spirit, it's your inner guidance system. Your gut system is also very, very strong. And you are a person who's very, very connected to the higher sources, the way I see it. So I think you need to really, really work on this connection, is the sense that I get. Also, for some of you, I really, really want to tell you is use this time to sort of deepen your connection with the source, because I think you guys are going to be, stepping up your game when it comes to your spiritual journey. Probably for your pile, there is also a possibility that you might guide others along the spiritual path later, because your communication channel with the spirit is very, very strong. So probably you are going to be called tomorrow to lead people towards spirituality. All right, the reason I also say this, because you got the never alone card, and especially people who are on a spiritual journey for quite some time tend to feel that little bit of loneliness. All right, but anyway, strengthen your connection towards the spirit is also something that I see. For a few of you, you really need to understand yourself, is the message that I get here. Take some time to just sit with yourself. Sit on that yoga mat, sit on that chair. If you're allowed to go out, go sit with nature, and really try and understand yourself. Look at yourself, reflect on the journey that you've been on for quite some time now. And I just feel like you've lost your way, is the sense that I get. It's almost like a lotus. Lotus is like surrounded by mud, and there are times that the lotus questions its worth, and that is something I sense happening with you. But you guys are beautiful, beautiful souls, and you really need to reconnect with yourself, is what I get. Are you lost in the crowd? Are you lost between people who are like not really the kind of people that you want to associate with? Because that's another sense that I get here. But genuinely, you need to be going on a journey to rediscover some of your beliefs. So this will be a good time to connect to your basics, like I said. But time alone on your own is especially very important, and appreciate how far you've come. Even in life, I'm not only speaking in terms of spirituality, appreciate how far you've come, because what happens is when we are moving towards a specific goal, we just keep looking at the goal. And sometimes it's important to look back. And the reason it's important to look back is to see how far you've come, just to see how much you've accomplished. Look at this lady. She is standing in this beautiful garden. It's obviously her own garden, but she has this one flower in her hand that she's taking time to appreciate, right? So, of course, I don't tell you you need to constantly say, oh, you're doing a good job. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is sometimes it's nice to give yourself a pat on the back and say, I applaud you for trying. I applaud you because you are still standing and you're still fighting for something that you believe in, right? There was this quote from Grey's Anatomy, one of my favorite quotes, and it said, "Sometimes the fact that you're still standing is reason enough to celebrate." Okay, so I think that is something that might work for a few of you, but you really need to take some time to appreciate everything that you've accomplished so far in life. Yeah, okay, you need to be a little bit more open is what I want to see. I think, what is going to help you guys the most is connecting with nature, connecting with yourself, connecting with the higher power, because the sense that I get is a lot of you are disconnected, right? So I think for you, reaching out to some people is going to be great. Make new friends is also something that I want to tell you. Explore a new aspect of spirituality is also something that I would like to you guys to consider. Also, re-examine the path that you're walking on. Is this really the path that you want to keep walking on for the rest of your life? Because what is happening is this retrograde period, this lockdown period is sort of forcing a lot of us to look at our life's journey and to reflect if the way we have been living our life is the way we want to continue working. Let me tell you, I am one person. I am going to be making major changes in my life once the lockdown is going to be getting over. So probably this is something that is happening to you. You're realizing that the path that you're on currently is not for you. Probably living in the city is not for you, and you want to move to the countryside and you want to live life differently. Probably you want to become a minimalist, or you just want to quit your job and backpack. Whatever it is, whatever lifestyle you are now called to live, look into it. Because what happens is these moments, especially moments where Jupiter is in retrograde, really is a very important time for self-respect, self-introspection, self-reflection. And now is the time where making a decision as to how you want to live the rest of your life can be an important aspect for you. All right, so be open to curiosity, be open to new cultures, be open to your new way of life, and look at life differently is what I want to tell you to see. And nature is coming in very strongly for you, very. You have flowers everywhere. So I think for a lot of you this could also involve going to your local garden. If you're allowed to go, make sure you're taking all precautions as per the area that you are living in. But even something as simple as a little plant in your little pot at home, connect with nature like that. We have so many beautiful trees around us. Just look at them, or just when you wake up in the morning, just wake up an hour earlier, make yourself a cup of coffee, make yourself a cup of tea, and just enjoy the morning sunrise. It will change the way you live your life. Trust me, these days when I wake up in the morning, I just make my cup of coffee and I just sit there and just witness that sunrise and witness the nature around me, because everything is looking different now. And I think you guys are somebody who needs that. So try and do that. I suggest you need to look at the way you've lived your life so far, because you are one pile. You are going to be making a lot of changes in your life if the way I sense it is correct, right? And why not? You can always sort of look at other alternative lifestyles of living. I think we are moving into that time period where alternative lifestyles will help us. You are a very special pile, and I for one, I feel very happy having done your reading, to be specific, because you guys are on a very important point in your life, and I'm really interested in where you'll go from this point on. All right, so please, whoever has chosen pile 3, so just leave me a message who you guys are, because I really want to know who you are. All right, and I wish you so much luck, I wish you so much success, and I wish you so much happiness, because amazing things are going to be coming your way. And stay curious, stay warm, stay happy, stay blessed, and become the best version of yourself. Alright, so that's it when it comes to my reading, and I shall see you in my next one. Bye bye.